Well, this is where we're at. I've been working on this a little off camera, trying to get some of this done. I wanted to build the one nacelle, make sure I knew what I was doing, and then do the other one on camera and show you guys. I had this all wired up. It was looking great. Here's a photo. And I wasn't paying attention for 1 second. Yeah, you. My ship was attacked by some kind of space bird. Chewed right through the warp chiller here. And I don't have another one. I do have another one, but it's also broken. The first time I put this together, I forgot to add the light here. So when I tried to take it apart, I broke this. This one actually still works. I managed to repair it. So here's what it looks like. So this is what I had in here. It's this flexible LED filament. And it was great. I have a bunch of shorter ones. But I don't want to put those together because I'll have gaps. So I waited and got some longer ones. These ones are very long. It's actually way longer than the nacelle. So if I use this one, I'll have to have it loop around. Even if I fold this in half, it's still longer than the other one. I think that's what I'll do. I'll have this in, looping around. That way I'll have light on both sides. It's not as bright as the shorter one, but I think with the bend around and it doubled up, it's going to look pretty good. It doesn't really have to be that bright. So, I'm going to get back to work on this. Roll that beautiful Starship footage intro. Let's get at it. What's going on, shipheads? Welcome back to Trek Mods. This is going to be part 18 of the Excelsior refit and upgrade. Okay, so I had a few problems. It's been a little while since I've been working on this. Kind of got writer's block. You know what I mean? Artist's block. I'm making these models, but I'm an artist first. And sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. Just not into it. It's not happening. I think I'm past the hump now. Plus I was waiting for some lights and they came on Tuesday. So I got to replace this. Bird chewed through this one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this straw in here because I can use it to mount my lights. If those don't work, as a last resort, I have some of these. The ones I've just been using. Only these ones are blue. And what I've done is I've taken them and strung them together like this. Lined them all up. Twisted the extra wire out of the way. And just stick them in this straw here. Now this isn't going to be as nice as the filament here because they're a lot bigger. But as a last resort, that'll work. That'll do if it has to. Put this on here. See, it's not ideal, but it's pretty good. Looks not bad. It'll work. But before I have to do that, I'm going to try to replace my filament here. So I got some longer ones. This one's actually long enough to... Would you stop? This one's actually long enough to loop right around and cover both sides of it. I'm not worried about the front end because I have an orange one here at the front. And that lights up really nicely. So I got this all painted blue. But the orange comes right through the blue. And it looks pretty good. So blue when it's off, red when it's on. Another problem, which I don't know how I'm going to solve yet, is I broke this wire and it's inside. So I don't have a plan yet for that. I might have to snap this off and replace the wire. I've glued this so I can't run another wire up into there. So my only chance is to get at the end of this one or run it up the back of the pylon in a groove and then fill that back in. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm going to try to build this nacelle and get at least one of them completed so I can make some progress on this. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been working on this and I want to get it done. I have big plans. Big plans. Okay, so I'll do my best to gently take this apart. I really only have to get this off and reconnected. The problem is this one has a contact at each end. This one has a split contact at only one end. So I'll need to rearrange my wiring. So these tiny ones, of course, are for the green and red marker lights at the end. There it is. Put a little small piece of fiber optic in there for a lens. This one's meant to be a crystal. All right. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I need to get this insulator off. Fortunately, I don't know how to solder, so none of this is soldered. I can just take it apart. Carefully, but I can take it apart. I just want to try to preserve my wires. There's one end. So I'm going to need to run this one back up to the end. Okay. I'm going to have to take it all out, start over. I can't get my wire out because I glued it. And I'm going to just end up snapping it. One end has a little dot. I'm going to assume that's the positive. Not like I even know which one's positive and negative on here. I just hook them up, and if it doesn't work, I try it the other way. Alright, so I got all the wires out. Here's my mounting. This is just a reusable plastic straw. And I'm going to reuse it once more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around the end in the middle. And line the two ends up. I'm going to mount this to the side. Wrapping right around like that. And once that is in place, get it in there. That'll be right where I want it. So the chiller grill will start a little ways down. Red at the front. I don't know, maybe I'll even add a smooth panel here to cover the blue so there's a space. That might be cool. I think I'll probably end up doing that. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to put a little notch in the end of my straw here. I'll just find a file. This round one should do it. Take that off for now. Where's my guitar block? There we go. Make sure we're in the frame. Just gonna take a lighter and get rid of the ratty parts. I'm gonna try this. Probably get away with a piece of this clear tape here. It's clear, so it shouldn't affect the light as long as I don't get too much fingerprints on it. It doesn't even want to stick to that. Weird. fold this. I want these two lining up together. That's not going to work. Okay, so end to end. That'll go right in the little slot I created. Okay. Just gonna kind of pull that. Okay, so it looks like I didn't get that straight. Well, straight, but not exactly lined up to the end here. Try again. Weird. Okay, so I want my lights facing outward, of course. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be right up there. I'll probably end up gluing it down just for stability. But for now, I don't want to, because every time I glue something together, I have to take it apart. Alright. That shouldn't affect the light. Clippy, 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 clippy. Okay, so which one's got the dot? Okay. Partial success. It's on. Gotta get rid of this. Alright, so I got this roughed up a bit. A little dab on there. Just gonna put a couple drops down the length of it. Do this one little bit at a time. A little bit there. I don't want to really stretch this. The wiring inside is so delicate. It's pretty easy to rip the wire apart if you stretch it too much. Alright, that kind of worked. It's a little wavy. Might not be noticeable. If it is, oh well. Then wavy it is. I might just have to put my big boy pants on and try to solder this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's going to be right in there like that. Right like that. this is gonna work. Okay. So this filament stuff is weird. I tried a bunch of different kinds of glue, super glue. Nothing wants to stick to this. So I had to just use good old Scotch tape. This is it's because I'm contacting both sides here. It's very minute gap in between the contacts there. Okay, so we got this. And it goes all the way around. A little wiggly there. See if I can fix that. That's going to go in there. And that's going to go on top. All right, let's see if I can make this permanent. Permanente. Okay, so here we go again. I managed to get one of these mounted on here. The only thing I could find that would stick to the silicone of this light here is another kind of silicone. So we got it. It's on there. I even managed to solder some wires onto here. And then went to mount my camera. The mount fell down. Broke this right off. Broke the wires. So drilling a hole in here. Gonna make a channel. Gonna run the wires up through there. Cover that, fill it in. Do the best I can. Just seems to be one thing after another with this. Right there. Just want to make a channel deep enough for the wire. I'll probably be stripping the wire, so I won't have to worry about the thickness of the plastic insulation. Alrighty, so we got the other nacelle pylon rewired, repaired. Managed to get one of these made, so I'm going to try to put this in. Got some other ones here that's going to go in there. Got the red one for the front. Got this tiny little one for the back marker light. We got this blue one for the front sort of crystal part. I'm going to make this a little better. So this is coming unglued. Now it's getting all wavy. That is not gravy. Gonna have to come up with something else to mount this onto. I've tried so many different things. I really thought that would work. Well, it did for a while, but I handled it so much that I let go. Guess I can't just put it in there. It's gotta be mounted onto something. Okay. Looks like I've gone and made another mess. I'm gonna have to rethink this. Just gotta shorten the wires.